Guess who's back?
Back again.
Genie and MP on the desk. It's gotta be an absolute banger because we got some insane games happening. It's 24 degrees Celsius here in London, and Heat seems to be bringing the heat because they really want to get that shot at the playoffs. Puns have already started, MP. You cannot come for me. But let's talk about this matchup. How excited are you to see whether or not Heat can be walking away with that win?
I mean, I'm so excited because I hope Heat wins this. It's gonna be making the brackets more exciting. It's gonna be seeming that there might be a four-way tie on the last week if Heat can bring up or win against Excel as well. Excel obviously going into the last week might not have that important of a game because I think Excel they're gonna secure that spot today already. So I really want to see Heat winning this matchup so we can get some interesting setups in bracket.
Okay, you're just like doubling down on that bias. Yeah, Heat's gonna win, Excel's gonna win. Okay, sure. Let's talk about Heat then specifically. Talk about their roster, the way that they've played in the last couple of weeks. Like this team on its own, the players individually, they're so incredibly well-rounded. They know their agents, they know their picks, they know their roles, they know the util. They are very familiar with the strategies. I think one of the things that we've been seeing more of recently is how good Heat has been at playing as a collective, playing as a team, but they still need a little bit more of the time to be able to iron out some of these wrinkles.
Yeah, I think Heat has some struggles. Obviously, you have really good individuals as well, but then you have a lead like Eccles that can actually lead these players, even these young individual players that maybe do not have that much experience from other games. And we have been seeing a little bit of that. Obviously, as you said, they need to iron out those wrinkles, and I think they can definitely do that if they can get that win here. I think going against Excel on the last week, it's going to be really interesting, but if Heat can or manage to win this, I think it's gonna be really, really tough, even for Excel, because Heat is definitely one of those teams that can bring the heat, and I'm just excited to see this. I just stole your pun.
Okay, well, puns have started, but they're gonna be playing against H2O, a team that is representing water. Water represents cold, you know, like fire and ice happening today, maybe something similar, we'll see. But again, H2O, they're one of the teams that has completely changed their roster. They came through the qualifiers. They have had a couple of glimpses of their great play, just how good these individuals are, but they are still really struggling to walk away with more than one win. And of course, Heat, yes, they have everything to prove here, but do you think H2O has anything to lose?
No, and I think that could be a really huge strength for H2O. They don't really, I would say, care about this match. Oh, obviously, they will care about this match. It affects their future in a sense that you can pop off in this match. You can like show really good talent for these other teams, maybe organization in tier 1, other tier 2 organizations, but they don't really have anything that much to lose. And I think that could be really tough for Heat because H2O, they can maybe come up with some weird plays. They can maybe be more relieved in this matchup, and that could be really, really tough for Heat. But I think H2O still haven't seemed haven't seemed to be on that level that Heat is playing at. So I think they're gonna struggle a little bit.
Okay, well, creativity and just crazy strats, maybe something that we can be expecting from H2O, but I would assume that Heat is prepared for that. However, you know, sometimes maybe your friends are not prepared to play a game with you, or you look over at your friend list and you realize, I have no friends. Or you have someone like MP in your friend list that's just gonna run it down your game. So if you wanna be playing with people of the same caliber, you make sure that you check out teams.gg. That is the official team finder for Polaris. So have a check it out, just so you don't get stuck with someone like MP in your lobby.
Yeah, but remember, if you see Genie there, you don't want to pick up that you don't want to pick up that four kill Genie. So maybe focus on someone like me. Maybe I can able to get 10 kills. Maybe Genie.
Oh wow!
I don't think Genie has gotten 10 kills in a single Valorant game.
Yeah, no, it doesn't happen often.
Never when I played with her. So I think you do not want to go with Genie. So. Hey.
Yeah, you don't want me in your games. That's fine. But you know who you do maybe want in your games? Some of these players of these rosters. We're going to be looking at the head-to-head specifically. We're going to be starting it off with Fake, Ananas, and Ramoy. Some of these players that had such a big impact on their team specifically. And when we're looking at Ramoy, I really want to highlight the first blood percentage when the agent that he plays the most is a Killjoy.
Yeah, and the Killjoy first kill percentage shows how good Ramoy is with those side lockdowns, with playing that anchor role. It's so crucial. And also, you are playing as a sentinel. You have to, on that attacking side, create those lurks, create the space for your team when your team is doing stuff on the other side of the map. And Ramoy is able to do that so well. 13.5% first blood is still huge for a sentinel player, even though you're getting those kills in lurks and those side entrances. And the one huge thing is that Ramoy doesn't really die first that much compared to the kills that he gets first. So it's going to be really interesting to see what he can do. But on the other side, you obviously have Fake Ananas. Fake Ananas has been flexing on different roles, bringing up that KO, Sky, Breach, and Fade. And I love how he can play that utility for his teammate. It's always really good flashes. And obviously, you don't see the ACS that high. His assists are just on another level. The utility that he plays is huge.
Yeah, and again, these agents are always going to be depending on the map picks that these teams are going to be comfortable going for. When we're looking at the likes of HEET here at Stage 2 Polaris specifically, they've had quite a lot of success on maps like Split, Icebox, and Ascent. However, you're looking at H2O, it's pretty much very similar for them. Those are the maps that they have performed the best in the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be a question of, MP, do you think H2O are going to pick comfort, or do you think they're like, you can't have it, we can't have it, we're just going to go somewhere else and we're going to figure it out eventually?
I think it's going to be interesting because H2O, they have this tendency of sometimes picking Bind, and I think Bind would be maybe a good in this matchup because it seems like HEET is kind of deciding where they want to go in Bind. Yeah. They played that Yoru composition, double duelist composition last time, but usually HEET will ban that Bind. They don't really like that. I think we're gonna go see Ascent, maybe Icebox. We could even see that Split. So I think it's gonna be interesting. Definitely, if H2O leaves that Ascent open, he should pick that 100%.
Yeah, let's see if you're right here. MP has your crystal ball confirmed. We got Ascent, we got Icebox, and we have Split. Why are you shocked?
We have Ascent picked by H2O. I was so sure that HEET is gonna pick that. They have past 3 months. HEET has played 12 games in Ascent. 10 of those they have won. Obviously, yeah, H2O they have good Ascent. I'm still so shocked that HEET actually goes for Icebox. Yeah, sure, 4-0 last 3 months, but still Ascent was one of the favorites that I would go for HEET.
Yeah, and also Split being that the Siren map, I think that's when it's gonna get a little rocky. In general, Split performance for both of these teams is actually pretty split. It's pretty equal. It's pretty equal for both of these teams. So, MP, do you think realistically we can say that potentially this is gonna be going through a 3-mapper, or are you more than comfortable that it might actually be just wrapped up in those first 2 maps? Because Ascent, again, as you mentioned yourself, it's one of those maps that HEET is pretty good at.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of scared if it goes to Split. If it goes all the way to Split, I'm kind of scared for HEET, actually, because H2O, they played against Excel last week, in fact, and they won 13-11 against Excel, who is really good Split team, in my opinion, and they can do a lot of good stuff. And HEET, they have struggled in Split a little bit. Obviously, they have that win against Finest, but they don't have that much of experience in Split in last 4 weeks. They played that one Split in week 1, and after that they have been just screaming, I guess. And that Neon on Split is kind of weird. I'm interested to see whether HEET is going to go with that Neon or if they're going to go somewhere else in this Split, if we go there.
Yeah, and let's talk about the agent compositions as well that these teams feel comfortable running on this map. So Icebox specifically for HEET, they like the Chamber, the Jet, the Sage, the Sova, and the Viper. They've run this composition every single time, whereas when we're looking at the likes of H2O, they're more than comfortable switching it up a little.
Oh yeah, absolutely. H2O, they don't want to stick in the one composition, but they do have this one composition that they like to run most of the time. It's the Chamber, KO, Sage, Sova, and Viper. So it's kind of similar, but you don't have that duelist on your side. Obviously, Chamber is kind of pseudo-duelist, so I would count him as a duelist, but yeah, obviously you don't have that real duelist like a Jet here. But you can see the adaptation already coming in on the Fade, and I love that teams are implementing Fade already in their composition. I think H2O maybe should implement Fade more in their composition, but I love that they're doing it, and other picks kind of pretty average picks, nothing special right there. Maybe the thing that there's not that much of Jet.
Yeah, and H2O, one of those teams that does feel very comfortable with the Chamber, and again, the pick percentages for these agents aren't as high as the ones that we just saw from HEET. H2O is much more comfortable staying neutral, staying with what they're comfortable with, what they're used to. Yes, the Neon may be something they brought in to come through for those adaptations, but all in all, there is no Fade. Fade hasn't actually really been picked by this team, so it leaves a question in regards of how adaptable is H2O, and are we going to be seeing some of that adaptability here today?
I think we might see that. Honestly, you have had a few weeks to prepare the Fade. You have had actually quite a lot of time to prepare the Fade. You have already have Fade in Split, but other than that, you don't really pick it. I think one of the things that I want to point out for H2O in that composition or the agent pick rate, that they have 33% of Viper picked, which I mean obviously points out that they want to play these maps like Bind, Icebox, Breeze, even Split sometimes with the Viper, and I mean, good agent compositions already coming here.
Yeah, and this time around, from the side of HEET, they actually don't want to go for that Jet. Instead, they're more than comfortable having Ramoy on the Killjoy. Already one of those players that we highlighted earlier today in regards to the impact that he has on the games, on his team, on this agent specifically as well. So, MP, how are you expecting this to be working out? Because the Killjoy versus the KO, literally the two players that we highlighted earlier today, are picking their comfort picks rather than going for that duelist. So, what are you expecting to see in this game?
Yeah, I think this is kind of literally a counter pick onto HEET's composition, because you have obviously that double sentinel composition with those traps. So if all I want to see from Fake and Anas is using that 0 point, using that dagger to cancel out all of those Killjoy utilities, all of those chamber utilities, maybe be able to create some flanks for a player like Chaff or player like Alex, and open up that site a little bit more. You see already that chamber trap in kitchen that HEET is going to play again as well in defensive side. You want to deny that as much as you can with that KO.
Yeah, well, party's gonna get started. The first round of the first game, which one of those games that we've really been looking forward to, MP. So far, looks like HEET are more than comfortable waiting it out a little, and it's an aggressive push coming through from Alex on the chamber. He's gonna miss that first shot. He's gonna be able to get back to safety, retreating. That is some information given away, as he did spot out two players.
Yeah, fairly slow start for HEET, actually. I'm surprised that they go for the slow start, but they're looking for aggressive pushes from H2O. Obviously, Alex has the TP back, and I love how HEET is doing this. They're not just going for the plant, they are going for aggressive information and site control.
Yeah, Sage Wall is going to cut it out just a little, giving them the opportunity to go back into CT. Ananas throwing that fragment, holding them a little longer. But Alex has to break through the wall. So far, it's already been planted. He's going to pick the first shot, gets one of his own. The trade is going to be coming through. So still a numbers advantage, but that is secured right away by HEET. 3-on-3. Time is ticking. H2O looking to tap in. Want to go for a fake. Like on the side of Stick, and Fake has incredibly low. Couple of shots come through. Don't quite connect. Hattie, however, does find a player now. It's Hattie, the one man standing, has the Sage Wall available still. They're looking to come through and stop him for as long as they possibly can. Time is ticking. Kinguyen on top of that barrier orb is gonna close out the round. And they're starting this pistol round slowly, but they're picking up pace.
Yeah, absolutely. He played that really well. I think one of the things that H2O did well as well, keeping that snowman, just not giving that extra information, extra space for HEET, and putting them into a quite tight situation. I think H2O, they could have played that better. If he just went straight for that spike run, went straight for that wall, I think that could have been easily H2O's round. HEET, they played that after plant well, even though they were at health disadvantage. Now, H2O maybe doing something aggressive in mid, obviously. Having to save up this round, they have to rely a lot in this Headhunter.
Oh, Alex already pushing out aggressively. Does know that Eccles was mid. They just got spotted out by the Sova dart. Also aware of the teleport. The sound cue does give it away, but they're pinching HEET in quite an interesting position. They're looking to go for the plant straight away. This time, picking up the pace. We said that we were a little shocked at how slow they played it last round. Looking to change it up.
Yeah, let's just force the spike down. All they need to do, they have huge after plant utility. All of those nanoswarms, snake bites, will delay so much time. Already starting with a good pick. Obviously, up. Get taken out instantly.
Yeah, wants to go for that flank. It's not gonna work out right away. Once this curtain drops, when this Viper was no longer available, the flash is gonna come out, forcing two players off. But King Green and Monstrum do manage to take one apiece, leaving Hattie once again as the last man standing. That's a flawless, side quest flawless coming through from HEET. They're picking up the pace, playing it a little bit quicker. But all in all, this time around, MP H2O, they're gonna have the better buy.
Yeah, and H2O obviously going for this by HEET. They have double Bulldog, double Spectre. They could go for a rifle on Gingayan, but I don't think they wanna invest that money into that. And look at this. Good setup on behind yellow. They know that there might be a flash coming through, so there's two players already holding anti-flash, and when the flash comes through, there's a swing white. They know they have the gun advantage. They can always win that duel. That shows already good fundamentals from HEET. Now they know they have the lower guns, they have the worst guns. They have to group up and do something surprising, maybe going for that mid aggression.
Yeah, they're gonna spot out nothing but that Sage Barrier Orb. Unfortunately for them, they do manage to get a trade out of it, but Hattie's still holding strong. He's gonna find two picks of his own. This time around, they're not accounting for the players in kitchen. Eccles does find the first. He's gonna look to upgrade to a rifle. Gets a little too greedy. Hattie shutting it down right away. And that's already 3 players down. Hattie looking to make this 4. Is gonna get tagged out a little. Goes back to safety. Shock Dart gonna force him out of his position. With the information, the spike, they're gonna have to go and retreat it. And this time around, Alex's flank, it's not accounted for.
Yeah, Alex already pushed up really deep. There's no information for Kingoen or Vadal. They need to get that spike first. They need to get the spike planted. There's already 3 players closing in on them.
30 seconds left.
Spike has been collected. 30 seconds left on the clock. Need to push it out now or never. It seems that Waddle does have the spider senses tingling, does want to cover the flank specifically, but it looks like they're gonna be passing each other. They're expecting them to be going and committing to B side, but that's not the case.
10 seconds left.
And there it is, plant a little later than expected. Carry knife gonna come out.
One enemy
And Alex
remaining.
finds one only. King Ian left, but they already got the plant down.
Kingoen in a tough position. There's no way he can take that out. And look at this crosshair from Hattie. I was like, is this observer crosshair? But no, there's actually different crosshairs. The economy dress.
Here.
I like this. They need to get that third.
Are they gonna get it? Yeah, they got it.
That was a close one. That was a close one. But yeah, you can already see there, like, you don't have to use that rest or rounds. You don't have to save for that. There's a lot of teams that might delay for those ultimates or later rounds. But I like how Hattie already using that. First 3 rounds, gets that resurrection, and instantly using it for that economic value. And if they lose this round, they should have a decent buy after it because of that rest.
Yeah, so very much playing chess while the rest of us are playing checkers. Thinking 10 steps ahead. And Alex was a few steps ahead. And Ramoy managed to find that forehead of his right away. Player down already. And this time, HEET, they do seem to be expecting some of these plays from H2O where they push out aggressively on one side, try to pinch them in. So they're leaving one player to at least account for some of that early aggression.
Yeah, but Kingoen still might be in an awkward position. Look at this. Hattie.
Waddle?
This could be
Waddle,
perfect.
waddle. Oh, Hattie gets the first, looking to make it a second. Doesn't actually manage to do so. The trade instead is going to be found. That's an owl drone out, looking to spot out a couple of players. But Jaff is dancing around it. He's going to get spotted eventually. We'll have to back off.
Yeah, Monstrum, I think the orb is still there. He's going for the orb. He's going for the rest. The 5 vs 3. It's on the side of HEET. Remo is still holding the A side, leaving out a lot of options for HEET. Still use different sides on this 30 seconds, but I think they're forcing this B side. They might be forcing this B side.
Res as well available now. Use giving that numbers advantage. 5 players online, get to hold on to every single one of the guns, get the barrier sage or Viper Spit committed as well. Snakebite. It's gonna make it a bit much more difficult for them to actually get out of it unscathed, but still they have to plant down. Now you have the Sova available from H2O. You can scan out players in that Viper pit. You have to do it methodically and you need to execute this perfectly.
Yeah, this might be a quick save if they don't get a pick right now. They need to find something. H2O actually going for the risky business.
Yeah, they risk it for the biscuit. They did tag out 1 player, but they managed to get Monstrum out as a trade. Stewart, but Eccles is already aware of their positioning, leaving Fake Ananas as the only one left standing. Seems to be going for that save, but King Nguyen says, not today. You guys committed. I want that rifle. Doing a lot of economic damage here to H2O.
Yeah, I like that HEET is actually going for all of those rifles. H2O, they could have decided to go for a save right there. They had 3 rifles still left. Viper Spit is invested. Resurrection is invested from HEET. That's a lot of utilities already invested in that round. Most likely secured position. H2O, they don't know a single position where the enemy is, but still they want to force it out because they have this little money in the bank. They can actually go for a full buy. Obviously you have 4 players with half shields, which is not optimal.
Yeah,
Hattie, the Spectre, but still it's kind of good deciding play for H2O to go for that. Could have had that chance. They saved the rifles. They had a full buy.
Yeah, and Eccles is gonna spot out that early aggression from Tube. So they are aware that they're on a bit of a time crunch if they want to make this work. And that's something we've seen H2O do time and time again. HEET this time around, they've really slowed down their pacing. They're really more than comfortable waiting out the util, trying to find any cracks in the armor rather than just instantly running it onto site. And H2O, on the other hand, they're like, okay, you guys want to play it slow, we'll play out aggressively. Managed to get a couple of tags, but the heal is still available. They're gonna be walking into Fake Ananas's crosshair. They do manage to spot him. Gonna have to retreat himself. Hattie gets taken out. Spectre no longer in play. Moy also taken out himself. 4 on 4. The spike has been planted. Fake Ananas does find 1 more player from the side of HEET. As Eccles is taken out. Now they need to play this post bounce. On the A side, on the B side, it was pretty easy for them. They played it quite well. The Snakebite though, putting King Nguyen in a bit of a pickle. He's gonna have to walk out of it and gets taken out straight away. Waddle left by himself is gonna be taken out as well. And now Monstrums need to clear up the team's mess. Not able to do so. Fully flashed. Fake Ananas takes the pick, gets the defuse out. But that's a KO ult invested as well.
Yeah, that seems to be a really awkward round. H2O, they try to force that retake. They don't really get any value, even though it's a 5 vs 3. He is able to hold that side down with all of their utility, getting those kills, and I don't know how King Nguyen actually how he just sits in the Viper Snakebite. Look at this.
Yeah.
Just sits and gets a kill, almost even flicks for the second kill. Fake Ananas with the KO ultimate is able to get that 4th kill, secure the round for H2O, and they needed that. They would have been already set back quite a lot if they didn't win that round.
Total Force this time available as well for both Alex, actually, and Kyrian. The KO knife is gonna take it away, so back on a classic you go. Oh, that is so painful. You invest all those ult orbs for that Tour de Force, and then 1 KO knife says not today.
That is the thing that feels so bad. And KO, yeah, is a total counter that chamber. That's why we have seen more and more KO. You can counter chamber, you can counter Sova, even Sky you can counter. And I love that teams are picking more and more KO by Eccles.
Take flight.
It's away. Yeah, as well. Just throwing that information out. And look at this, Alex having good corner.
He is not gonna get the shot, unfortunately, though. He did have the information, but it's not quite it. But that's also information that at least 3 of their players are towards the B side, which means that only 1 is on A. They have that Sage barrier orb's gonna come through. They're even gonna be spotting out Hattie, but they know that they're safe. They can go for the plant and go back and play the post plant if they want to. But this time, it's gonna have to be a little bit more cleaner than last time around. Unfortunately, he's not gonna get off to a strong start. Monstrum does find the trade. Plants coming through, but Eccles completely unaccounted for. Pushing through mid is gonna find one. Looking to make it two. He's not gonna quite get it. Snakebite just to delay him a bit further. Looks away. Fake Ananas goes for the swing. Now, with a 2v2 scenario for both of these teams, H2O is looking to close the gap. One more round. Tour de Force once again taken away. Jaff takes Monster out and Fake Ananas again with the hero play coming through. The defuse as well. 3 on 3. It's tied up, MP.
Yeah, absolutely. I love how H2O took that retake, that 2 versus 2 situation. They know exactly where the force is gonna be holding them at screen, and Fake Ananas is just calling. Let's wait for the 0 point. Let's wait for the dagger. I'm gonna use it, and then we go into the site, and they execute that retake perfectly. Gets that first pick, and after that, yeah, sure, it's the trade. But Fake Ananas, you just miss in these situations. Second time, you can get that clutch out. It's tough situation. Could have gotten so much more in that flank. Doesn't quite connect. Viper gets behind the wall and they still have the economy. But after this, if they lose, they're gonna have to go for a save. It's a tempo switch. Completely.
Yeah, they have to decide whether even they want to be continuously investing into A side, because so far they haven't actually won a round on A side. It's always B that they felt the most comfortable on. The post plans on B that we've seen so far, they've been absolutely beautiful. You switch it over to the A site, and that's not quite so much the case. You just started off strong with 1 pick at least. But Hattie again, as well as Fake Ananas, one of these players that have just been a thorn in their side. Remoy though manages to take out 1. This makes sure that that Killjoy ult is online. The lockdown's gonna be destroyed right away by the Hunter's Fury, and Remoy gets taken out with it. Oh my, what an Hunter's Fury. That util coming in clutch from H2O, just making it so much more difficult for HEET to actually commit.
Yeah, they have to wait for something. They have to wait maybe for that recon bolt to get some information. Maybe get a pick. Going for it. Get the pick, but gets traded instantly.
30 seconds left.
Oof, 30 seconds on the clock.
It feels so tough for HEET. They get those first picks. Once again, like Alex, in a good position. I feel like Alex isn't having the best days, or, well, I can't really say best day right now. We played only 7 rounds, but the start is kind of slow for Alex. Gets taken out instantly. But still, H2O, from these 4v5s, they are able to come back. They're able to find these picks, these favorable trades. And right there, Chaff is so close. He's able to close out that trade because they get the first kill. Obviously, HEET good on trades as well. But H2O, they're just a step ahead. HEET, once again, going for more aggressive push.
He is spotted out, so they know that there is going to be play. It's going to teleport back to safety, and the thing with HEET is it feels like they're running out of steam. They get themselves onto the site, and then it's a matter of, okay, now what? And it's those couple of seconds of hesitation, those couple of seconds of deciding where they want to plant, how they want to plant, what they want to set up. It's really putting them on the back burner because H2O, they're coming in swinging. This time around, the pacing has been completely switched up. Monstrum does find a pick himself. That res now available and online. They decide to use it. Flashing the teammates instead. A little bit of an oopsie. H2O still have to play this. Monstrum with the Sheriff is doing so much! He's doing more than the— oh my goodness! And another one! He is absolutely ready. This is the ace looking to happen. I don't know why he— no! Kevin, why would you do that?
Oh no!
That was a clip, my bro!
Absolutely, Monstrum living up to his name. What was that? He's the solo player on A side. He's the only one that hasn't backed all the way to A main. He's able to keep the site. That's the Seraph. 1 Seraph. Good utility, obviously, from the teammates, but it's all on Monstrum. Yes, you cannot script this.
Check him, PC. That's the one.
Absolutely.
That was beautiful. Doesn't get the ace. Unfortunately, did spot out the barrel of the gun, but it's not gonna be left. That's a little bit of a sad one though. But it's good for Heat. They're back in the game.
Absolutely, and somehow it sets H2O back to an equal round. They have to save. Even though they won 3 rounds in a row, they have been so costly. He has been able to bring them so close. They can ask watching those situations by himself. H2O. With these classics, I don't think there's much to be done. I want to touch on a point that you made. Like Heat, they come to really close to the site. They might even get the site as well, but they just don't want to go for the plan. They are a little bit scared, I would say, and that allows H2O to bring all of the rotations already. There's already 4 or 5 players on the side. Almost all of the players H2O have are already on A side before Heat has even planted Spike. That is something we need to be switched. Go and Echoes just finishing it up. Heat taking the lead back. But still, that's something I'm hoping to see more. Heat just going a little bit more faster on the side and not trying to go for those picks because H2O, they are not giving them.
Yeah, side quest flawless from Heat and H2O, deciding that the fact that they have lost 2 rounds in a row, one of them being an equal round, maybe a timeout to be in place. As initially we said, Heat with that pacing, with the timing, they get themselves onto site and they have a couple of seconds of hesitation. The last 2 rounds, they seem much more committed to the sides. They know exactly where they want to plant. They have that execution. They're doing it very quickly. And it looks like this change of pace is something that H2O is not able to keep up with. They're not able to get their rotations in time. They're not able to hold them off for as long as they need to. So now it's a question of what can they change? How can H2O adapt? Because if they don't, it's looking like Heat, they found their footing, and you don't want to give them too much of a lead.
Yeah, I think one of the things that H2O could start to utilize is the flank potential, because Heat, almost all of the time that they come to the side, they have no one like flanking on the other side. Yeah, there has been like 2 rounds. The one round that Echoes almost got that 2K, almost won that round by himself. That was a round where the flank came in, but other than that, there hasn't been too much of like mid contest, big contest when they go to A. No, Heat actually, I love that they're switching it up. This might be a fast B split. This could throw H2O off so fast.
Yeah, instead the Viper Spit's gonna be utilized on the A side to try and push them off as long as possible, but it's a B hit once again. This time around, Heat switching it up entirely, pushing through mid, going under tube, getting onto site. We haven't seen them do this just yet. Ramoy caught looking at a different angle that he maybe should not be looking at. Alex finds a player himself, but King Green does manage eventually to get through with the trade. It's gonna give Heat the opportunity to go for the plant, but now it's a matter of post-plant, and we've seen so far that post-plant is not something that they've been good at.
Yeah, Echoes would have the Viper Split, and it's actually coming online. They have the Hunter's Fury as well. Echoes just needs to delay this defuse long enough, but no, there's a gap! There's a gap!
No, and he's sticking it. Pro's don't fake. He's gonna just finish this off, and that's exactly what happened. They defused it. Heat was not ready. They did not expect that.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
That is a struggle, because I know for a fact that Echoes was like, there's a snake bite on the side. They cannot defuse. In the Viper Spit, snake bite on side. Don't use Hunter's Fury. But there's a gap. There's a small gap. I mean,
it happens.
It's the easiest round that H2O could have had. Also, one little mistake that he did right there. Monster was the first guy to swing Alex with that resurrection online. And it's kind of tough because you need someone else to swing and then you go for the resurrection if he dies. Alex, once again, in an aggressive position now with the Vandal.
Yeah, Hunter's Fury is not gonna find too much information. He's not even gonna tag anyone, unfortunately, but Ramoy finds the entry pick, and we said this player, specifically Ramoy, on the Killjoy, whatever agent he decides to play, he has such a big entry fragger potential, and that's so far been really, really important for Heat. He finds those early picks to get them onto site, but it's a matter of post execution, and that's just not what's been working out for them. This time around, Hattie, though, he gets taken out too. Means that 2 players are already down. Gives Heat a bit of an advantage, but the spike has been brought back to B because at this point in time, they have the information that the site is clear.
H2O once again, they're going for those free frags. Yeah, sure, 10 seconds late, but still. Bananas evening out to 3 versus 5, but Echoes. That's something that I wanted to see. Those lurk potentials, going for those flanks, is gonna be huge for Heat, and Echoes is delivering. 4 versus 2. I think H2O right now, they have to look at the bank. There's not much money. Do you wanna go for this?
Do you want to invest in the round? Or do you want to invest in yourself? Do you want to hold? Or do you want to sell? Okay, this is getting too much business. Hold or sell, guys. This is your this is your choice. But Eccles, unaccounted for in kitchen, is gonna find a beautiful 2K coming out. Plant is down, which means Heat again. They're cashing in a bit more. They're getting these rounds. Sure, yes, they're not consistently stitching rounds together. If anything, H2O have been the ones that have been the most successful at that. But they're getting a lead. And this is their map pick, so you'd expect them to do so. And H2O definitely giving them a run for their money.
Yeah, absolutely. And Echoes obviously getting his stonks more up. His stonks are just on the rise with those flanks. And yeah, we gotta stop that. It's not even funny, Genie.
No, it's not. Why do you keep saying that? Why are you saying Genie? You're the one who's making the joke.
No.
It's my fault.
It's not me. It's not me.
No, someone else is on the mic. Not MP.
It's not me. It's you.
Oh, wow.
Wait, no? Oh, that's... I'm sorry, Genie.
All good. Not the first. Anyways, Heat's going B. That's also not the first time for them. They found most success on that site specifically. But H2O, again, that aggressive push. That they're trying to cut it off from Heat. They're trying to stop them. At least get a flank. Maybe once he decides to pay that post-plant, Heat H2O is ready. They already found one player, and Remoy is the one taken out. Eccles as well. Rez is gonna be coming out there. That Guardian from Ananas is doing quite a lot.
Yeah, nice bait though. Going almost catching him off guard. What is that position even by Fake Ananas? Just on fire.
Okay! Fake Ananas! He said Monstrum can maybe get a 4K. I can do that too. He's dropped all these players single-handedly with a Guardian looking to make it another, but unfortunately Remoy is gonna shut down that killing spree. Alex does, however, get the trade, and that's gonna allow H2O to come with the defuse, which means that it's literally tied up 6-6.
What are these 4Ks? Fake Ananas.
What's going on?
Yeah, the H2O's buy right there wasn't really good. They had that Guardian. I think they had 2 rifles, one on Alex. Or actually, yeah, I think Guardian and Vandal was the only one that they had. And they had Ceres, but Fake Ananas actually just popping off with that Guardian, holding those really, really tough angles. The first kill on Remo is huge, because they know they have information on A. There's no one there. Fake Ananas just can hold that one angle, get that shot right there, and he instantly has to use that resurrection now. Going for that defensive side, it's going to be interesting to see whether he can actually shut down H2O. Can they do those aggressive pushes that I was kind of missing from H2O? Yeah, they were doing those like sometimes, but I think they should have done it even more in the mid game when Heat was only running on one side.
Yeah, this time around, you know, the script is flipped. Heats are the one on the defensive side of things. H2O looking to get a couple of rounds in on the attacking side, but the fact that it's already so incredibly tied up, MP, it makes me wonder. This is the map that Heat decided to go for. The map that they, announced that they're the most comfortable on. We even said it, they had a really good win rate on this map specifically. But they're looking a little shaky. The attacking side, not what we expected. King Nguyen, he's gonna be able to back off. H2O taking a page out of Heat's book. Go onto A side, use the Sage Barrier Orb, get a safe plant, run away, play lineups, play post plant, and call it a day.
Yeah, it's actually decent post plant for this. And look at the position of Riyadh. What is this? How is Eccles reading this? Did they spot him? Maybe there was a chance they spot him. That flank was amazing from Riyadh, but doesn't quite work out. Huge utility still left. Fake Ananas actually using the fragment. Chaff has used the snake bite on top of each other.
They have the Sage Barrier Orb available still, so what they can do is cut them off, put the wall up, go for the defuse. They can just stick it. They can't really push through, but they can, however, walk right up to you and shoot you in the head, and that's exactly what they did. Fake Ana's fighting for his life, but the defuse is gonna be coming through anyway. HEET, they secured a second pistol round on the first map, which is their map pick.
HEET is playing right now really well on these pistol rounds, and they really needed that to secure maybe this icebox. Honestly, I think this defending side could be really tough for HEET, especially if, like I talked before, if Fake Ananas is able to find positions where the killjoy and the chamber plays, use that 0 point to capitalize from those 8 seconds that you have for the traps to be disabled. Maybe go for those flanks. I think it's gonna be still really tough for H2O, but HEET maybe able to get these rounds in their back. Battle Echoes just cleaning up first 2 kills.
Yeah, that's the beauty of coming in, bringing a classic to a Spectre fight. Doesn't always work out, unfortunately. That's a very good example of it not working out. You're already down 2 players. The spike is still floating around. You haven't decided what side you want to go on. This is one of those rounds where H2O, this is where their weaknesses really start to show. And that's H2O once it doesn't go their way for too long, once they have faced too many setbacks. I feel like the team struggles to adapt just as quickly as you expect them to. Initially, we saw how good they were at playing it a bit more aggressive when HEET was playing it very slow. But once HEET switched up the pace, flawless side quest flaws coming in, but that's the thing with HEET, they switch up the pace, and H2O, they're falling behind. They don't know what they want to do, they don't know how they want to do it. Yes, they have the timeout already, but it doesn't seem to be working out in their favor at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the best parts about HEET, H2O, I don't think have that much, is the adaptability. They're able to read completely the enemy. Sure, you might go 2 rounds here, 2 rounds there, but HEET usually can read that with the lead of Echoes. Echoes obviously having that good experience, usually able to kind of counter what the enemy is doing. And I think that's something that H2O needs to work on, right? Like instantly, is not doing the same stuff, going for kind of different plays, sometimes going for those lurks, sometimes not, sometimes going for a fast 5 push and switching up the tempo. That could throw HEET off. That could be the one thing that gives H2O these rounds. And obviously they're switching up the tempo a little bit faster from the pistol round. Still waiting a little bit.
Yeah, there's already so much util invested from both of these teams, and yes, H2O are gonna get the plant down. Now again, they're in that danger territory. You have to play the post plant. Monstrum is gonna be dropping their HP. Able to heal up right away. And that's the KO knife. It's KO knife after KO knife. You're shutting down the util. You have that opportunity to spot out players, and you're gonna be almost Ramoy. You're almost gonna be the hero of this round. Unfortunately, though, it's Riyadh with the collat! Picking up 3 members just like that! And H2O,
One spray.
they just closed that round out incredibly convincingly.
One spray, all headshot. I love
you
how
blink?
Remo played this. Yeah, I blinked. I was checking the kill feed. I was like, what happened there? You cannot do that, Riyadh.
He can.
I mean, I guess you can. I mean, we just saw it there, but yeah, one of the things I want to highlight there, Remo just reading the flank instantly, waiting for that flank for so long, but was a little bit too late for Remo to be able to hold that corner still and doesn't quite connect all of the shots with Bulldog. Alex, H2O, already starting to use this mid potential, getting that trajectory out of the way, and Alex is so confident!
Yeah, kitchen control is something we haven't really seen these teams fight for as of yet. And Alex wants to take matters in own hands, is going to be able to find 2 picks himself, knows that there's 2 more players onto B side, giving away the information that A is wide open for the taken. Eccles, however, doesn't quite agree. He's going to put up the Viper's Pit just to try and delay them a little further. Snakebite on the floor as well, but still, H2O are going to be able to go for the plant. They still have it down. They have the barrier orb as well. Even got some of these lineups coming in from Ramoy himself. It's not gonna be enough. HEET, they need to play this in the Viper Pit. But H2O, they have that util. They still have the Sova Shock Darts. They still have the Recon Bolt. Snakebite's gonna push them off a little further. Monstrum looking to push out aggressively. They haven't checked him just yet. Gets one. Ramoy gets the other. Riyadh does come through with a trade. Rez is still available. Ananas is back to life, and now Echoes is the only one left. He's gonna tap the spike, gets one, still has to finish this off. Hattie walking in, doesn't have enough time. And HEET, they lose this round regardless of how much util was thrown at it.
That was a tough, messy round. That seemed like one of the observers' nightmare. Even though there wasn't that much of util, the Viper spit. It's always a struggle. Alex. What are even these picks? It's going full confidence. And also, 2 kills, information about 2 players like you touched on. You instantly know that there's only 1 player on A and you want to force into there. Echoes obviously having the Viper spit. Delays them a little bit. Fake Ananas. A little bit too confident with the jump on backside, but still. H2O, they managed to close it out. HEET have to go for an eco and Fake Ananas once again. Good entry.
Yeah. H2O aware it's an eco round. They know how HEET likes to play those very aggressively. You're gonna be spotting out the players almost instantaneously. Jav tucked away in a rather interesting position, if I do say so myself, catching anyone who wants to go for those rotations, and that's the round already done from the side of H2O. They've already picked off so many players. Waddle looking to do a little bit of damage to their economy. Is gonna be able to find one. They still have to go for the plant.
Scanning ahead.
So far, just how well H2O adapted on this round. The fact that they were able to read how HEET wanted to play it. Beautiful.
Yeah, now they have the information for both of these players and they're starting to rotate the spike away. Already. HEET is reading this. Echoes is gonna be on the side when they get there. And it's gonna be 2 versus 2 actually. H2O, they're gonna give 2 versus 2 on A side. This could be the chance that HEET needs to win this round. Obviously the gun difference is there.
Oh, they still have the barrier orb, so it's gonna allow H2O to get through with this plant. Eccles is gonna be able to spot both of these players, not gonna quite connect some of these shots. Again, it's just Sheriff versus Vandal. Not the easiest thing, but the Marshall shot does connect. It's not gonna be quite enough. Hattie taking out Waddle instead of Eccles. Only one remaining, Sheriff in hand, looking to do some damage, but Alex coming in is not gonna be accounted for. He's gonna finish this round off, and H2O dangerously close to double digits.
Yeah, and I love how H2O played that, but the fact that they left 2 players still on B and they didn't leave only 1 player for the flank, it's kind of risky. Like I said, that could have been a case where they'll just take the duel on site. They get that 2 versus 2, they get those kills and go for the spike defuse instantly. In that situation, H2O, they're really far away. But they get the safe spike plant, they have the barrier orb already, so they can use it. It's a really good.
You want to play?
I was thinking that Hattie is gonna use the barrier orb there and it's gonna be interesting fast strat, but no. Goyen instantly forced out the operator.
Gonna be able to detect 1 player at least. And Fake Ananas also making sure that that null command has been put online. Again, the barrier, it's every single time on the same position. King and Monstrum are taking down a few members. Viper Spit's committed as well. Yeah, you have the numbers advantage from HEET, but can they fight this Viper's Pit? Yes, you have the lockdown, but there's a Hunter's Fury, then another Hunter's Fury. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Waddle is the one that's gonna be walking away with the pick. Fake Ananas gets only 1. And it seems like 3 members from the side of HEET, they're gonna be able to hold on to their lives, hold on to their guns. This is the beauty of when you have a Killjoy in the game. If the opposing team has a Sova, it's like, who's gonna pull the trigger first? Is it gonna be Hunter's Fury? It's gonna be the lockdown? And then you just get into this spot where maybe neither one of them decides to use it.
Yeah, but it's so annoying when you're playing Killjoy. You're just like, okay, Sova ult is on the enemy side. I don't even want to use my ultimate, even though it would be really good. And actually that Sova ultimate allows a lot of space on side, but they don't quite get that information, they don't quite get those kills, and in the end, HEET managed to take that round, and they're actually getting maybe even confident here, quite confident. King going in, getting a good pick onto Alex, allowing HEET to take that retake and hold down the site was huge. King going can manage to keep that up. Could be really hard. Alex once again abusing this mid, even though the skills are there. It doesn't matter for Alex. It's not there.
Yeah, the kitchen control is something that Alex has been prioritizing quite a lot in the last couple of rounds, and when he does, it does work out from the side of H2O because he doesn't seem to be fully ready for this, and this time around it's just going to be tucked away. They have that barrier orbs preventing Heat from pushing into them. They're going to be spotting out. At least Alex going to get 2 picks. 2 picks before he gets taken out by Eccles. And that should not be durable. Waddle's going to find one. Traded immediately. And that put the numbers advantage in the side of H2O. They had a Bulldog on Jaff coming into this round, so dare I say a worse buy. We have the Operator on Kinguyen. Still H2O. They seem to be able to get away very comfortably with the plant.
Yeah, Echo sneaking up to a good position. This could get 1 kill. Well, that's the side of H2O. And I love the plan. What he did to get Alex out of that position, but it just doesn't work. Alex is able to get those 2 kills. There's no way he should be able to get a 1 kill even. Somehow he's able to run away with 2 Kinguyen now. Solo player left. So really tough situation.
Oh, that fragment is gonna push him away from his position. He's gonna find one, but that's all he's gonna be good for. That's the Operator down as well. He did eventually manage to pick up a Phantom, and looks like H2O are not gonna be picking up that Operator, but they're on double digits. And Heat, on the other hand, coming into this round, the buy is looking not the greatest.
Yeah, and H2O honestly showing the same signs that they showed against Excel. I thought this might be just one-time fluke. Obviously, H2O, they have been a decent team, but they haven't quite been able to get those wins. Only win is against Alliance, but now they're obviously showing a really good showing against Heat. If they can manage to take 3 maps against Excel, they can probably take this matchup against Heat. Oh, might be too early speaking. Let's just say H2O, they are looking so much better than what I expected in this matchup.
Oh, Eccles get punished immediately. Stepping a bit too fast forward. Looking to use that util. And that's just gonna leave the B side open. It's very standard for teams to have the Viper on the B side, solo holding it. And H2O, they're aware of this. Even gonna be able to catch 1 player on those rotations. That is, as well, that res online used. Moy's back to life, back on the server. Is gonna actually land the shots on Hattie. With the Sheriff, is gonna be able to pick up the Vandal himself. A couple of upgrades coming in from the side of Heat.
Scanning ahead.
The time is ticking and they need to commit.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to go for the spike already, but the snake bites. His utility is still left. Riyadh gets taken out instantly.
Player standing.
Mekanas is once again the only man left standing. We're gonna find one. That's all he's gonna be able to do, but the time is ticking and they have to go for the defuse. Seems like no one actually brought it halfway, but it looks like Heat are gonna be 0.02 seconds away from the defuse, and that is absolutely gut-wrenching.
I was so sure he had it.
Same, I thought they had it.
I'm pretty sure you were even starting to call that he takes out the round.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, ready, they got it.
Yeah, there was no way. I don't think I've seen that close. 0.02.
Player standing.
That snake bite. That is just a little bit too much. How can it even be so close? Honestly, H2O, I have to praise him so much. Alex has been playing so well, and I think this is what we talked about a little bit. H2O, they don't really have a spot to play in playoffs anymore, so they can play more freely. They can just chill, relax, play their own game. And we can see that in Alex. He doesn't have pressure at all. At least that's how it seems like.
And again, rushing onto side, getting the spike down, retreating, and it's forcing Heat time and time again into a retake. Sure, it's a 5v5 retake, you have the better guns, you're comfortable with it, you have more util. It feels like H2O are more prepared for these post plants, way more than Heat was when they were on the attacking side. Eccles pushing forward aggressively, he's gonna find one, looking to make his second, it's not gonna work. The snake bite, however, taking Monstrum out, and Alex, as well as Hattie, completely on the counter for coming in with those rotations. The flank is just something that Heat is not comfortable dealing with. Match point for H2O on Heat's map pick.
Yeah.
What?
Obviously, we talked about the Ascent. It is comfortable for HEET. HEET could have even picked up the Ascent that is coming up the second, but there's no way that H2O is looking this good on HEET's map pick. I mean, I guess there's a way. They're utilizing that mid so much better than HEET is. HEET, yeah, they had those few rounds, like we talked about, Echoes sneaking up through mid, but H2O, every second round, they're going through mid. And that is one of the best key parts that H2O has in their bank, that they can use the mid. Alex can just at the start of the round run through tube, and there's nothing HEET can do about it. At least that's how it seems. Always gets 2 kills, or they can just use the mid for late round flanks, like Hardy and Chaff has already used, and they have found so much value. Now H2O just on the match point. They know that HEET is not gonna have that clean buy. They are not gonna have full 5 Vandals with full shields, not full utility. Now they just want to close it out. They take this time out to just think through, okay, what has been working? What is something that we could maybe do to surprise HEET? And honestly, it looks like they're just pushing fast on A. This looks like a fast execute onto A side.
Also, I really like the timeout from HO specifically. You are currently on, winning this map. There must be a lot of adrenaline coming in. You might be taking away your opponent's map pick. So just settle down, calm down, relax, get everything under control, get the nerves under control, figure out how you want to execute the strategy, because they have a lot of util to throw your way. Killjoy ult, Viper's Pit, Rumoy is already going to be able to pick up one player, not just with the Bulldog, but also with the Molotovs. Echoes with the Phantom gets one himself, and that's already 3 players down from the side of H2O. And the timeout seems to have done some good for HEET as well, but they're throwing everything they have at this round specifically. That's a little worrying, because Viper's Pit and the Lockdown's not going to be available next round, and how is HEET going to be executing that?
Yeah, it might be really, really tough. Using so much into this round by HEET right now, just want to take it round by round. They just want to invest everything to win a round. And now that they won a round, they keep so many players alive. I think all 5, in fact. SideQuest Flawless right there. They can start to build up the economy. They don't need to invest all of those utility, all of those ultimates. If they get any, Battle is close to that, Hunter's Fury. But they can just chill with those rifles. H2O, they have to go for kind of safe. Alex obviously can go for that hero rifle because he has Tour de Force for next round. Now, I think it's all about that H2O, they just want to get those ultimates. Riyadh, Chaff dying in this round means that they have ultimates for next round. They're gonna have 4 ultimates. HEET most likely gonna win this round. The last round, round 24, is gonna be really, really tough if H2O can utilize their ultimates well enough.
Yeah, again, kitchen control, something that H2O wants to obtain. And Alex again walks away with it. He gets away with murder time and time again when he wants kitchen control. He's not getting punished for it at all. And he'd really need to get that under wraps, because every single time that Alex has been able to walk away with kitchen control, HEET loses the round. And it's really concerning, because it's the same thing. HEET isn't adapting to it. They leave one player in kitchen, and that's about it. Monstrum, yes, is gonna find one. Jaff is gonna be able to get a pick of his own, equalizing it. Alex even further up onto site because it's completely under his banner. Gets to 3k this round alone. Viper's Pit available as well. Gonna be utilized, just securing that post plant. Now it's Rumoy. In a 1v4, you're on match point, on your own map pick. There's so much he has to do if he wants to be able to give HEET the lifeline they need, but there's no util. How's he gonna be able to scout out the Viper's Pit? It's gonna drop. I'll find one. Rez is back online, time's ticking.
Hunter's Fury online for Riyadh as well. Fake and Anas could have even gone for that mid flank, but this is comfortable. The time is ticking so fast. All of the utility. And Alex finishes it up with 4k. How do you even do that? Alex, I don't know. Three times in this game, Alex was able to walk through a tube, and 3 times he used that, and all 3 times he was able to find at least 2 picks. Now 4 kills in the end of the round. that is just so huge. And when Varo was facing Alex right there, I think even right there you can see that Varo is a little bit cautious, and there's a reason for it. Alex has been on fire using that tube area, and something that he just needed to do is take that control with more players. You don't want to give a solo 1 versus 1 against Alex, because Alex can win those 1 versus 2s easily as well. So I think that was a huge mistake that he did, not trying to close out Alex. Obviously there was that one round that they tried to close out Alex in kitchen, but they couldn't quite do that.
Yeah, it cost them 2 players, and Eccles eventually was able to get that trade, but still you're losing 2 players. Just to stop one individual from pushing, you have the Sage available. Use the barrier orb in tube if that's something that you're not too comfortable covering. We haven't really seen that barrier orb being used quite early on in the rounds. We saw it at the beginning when HEET was on the defensive side of things, where they would use the barrier orb to cut off the entrances onto B side. But because H2O was continuously going to A, they would put down the Sage wall, they would put down the plant and back off. It then felt like Monstrum was forced into holding on to that Sage barrier orb just so they can counteract it, so they can get away with a free potential defuse. And that's just something that is a little scary to me, because Alex, it was roaming free. He was able to do whatever he wanted, and this is not even the map that H2O picked. This is the map that he picked.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's scary to see what Alex can do when we go to Ascent. Obviously, Alex usually have had a really good showing in Ascent, and I think it's gonna be really, really tough for HEET to shut down that control, shut down those lurk potentials. And I don't know if he cannot shut down Alex in the second map. I think it's gonna be really tough. Ascent, obviously, really good for both of these teams. I don't think it's a bad map for either one of those. I think H2O, they have had huge success right there, winning Alliance, but they lost against Human Tripwires, but then they won against Human Tripwires, or Hookars, 13-1 like 2 months ago. But HEET, obviously, a really, really good Ascent team, and I honestly thought that this map Vito is gonna go on the side of HEET, but H2O just picks the first map instantly.
Yeah, Ascent is one of those maps where mid-pressure, mid-control is so incredibly important. And from what we've just seen is that HEET, they weren't even comfortable getting any control of mid, getting any control of kitchen at all on Icebox. So let alone when you're going to be on Ascent specifically, how are you going to be holding on to that mid? Because we didn't see any of those adaptations that we spoke about. Yes, 1 round, you put 3 players on kitchen, but it takes all 3 of them to be able to stop Alex. And if he does the exact same thing on Ascent, it just blows the map wide open for H2O to literally do as they please.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes people or teams will find Ascent defensive side mid control really hard, and I think it's really hard. You can deny that mid control easily when you're attacking side, and I think some of the things that he has to do is some kind of fast pushes, switch up some things, maybe get that operator rolling. One of the things that was really hard for HEET's defensive side, they didn't get that operator online too many times, and when they got King Goyen, I think he got 1 kill onto Alex, but other than that, Alex was on fire on the attacking side, and the operator was pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, and the KO pick also just doing so much from the side of H2O, and HEET wasn't able to really play against it. They had a strategy, especially on the attacking side. On the defensive side, a little lackluster, but we're going to be heading into the second map shortly to see whether or not HEET is going to be able to bring it back and take us to the third map, or whether H2O, the underdogs, is going to prove us all wrong and walk away with that win. So don't go anywhere, because we're going to be back shortly with this banger.
Alright.
Oh my god, I don't know. It looks like Thanos. I'm taking Astra.
Bridge. Sova.
Sova.
Over.
Let's go.
Strong shoulder.
Sova.
Wait, it's not Fade? Wait, it's Sova?
Rob, you're the guy who's playing Sova.
Yeah, what is this?
Is that Fade?
What's
I
happening?
was so confident. I actually thought it was Fade.
No Sova.
Omen.
Maybe.
KO? KO? Okay, I got it.
What?
Bro, you just say every agent, what do you mean I got it?
Bridge.
Do you say breach all the time? I say
Guys, Grim.
Cypher.
Cypher.
I say it's Sova.
I said Sova.
Nah, no, sure. I'm a Sova main. I'm telling you, it's not a Sova. It's a Breach or a Brim.
Oh,
Ooh,
damn.
Brimstone main, let's go!
Sova?
Wait, it's
Oh.
nah. That's
Bro,
not that's
Devo
no
is
way.
trolling.
It's Sova. You guys are trolling. You guys are, this is not Sova. What is that?
Bro,
There's no
every
way.
agent looks like Sova.
Yeah.
Ah?
Jet?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Oh my
Bro.
god.
No one plays Jet.
Bro. I should note this one.
Oh, that's cute. It's a cute little one.
Snowman. Which snowman is it though?
Yeah, which one is it?
I've been talking to that snowman for a while.
Oh no.
Devo. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's go.
My position is bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was Icebox as well.
Yo, where's this at, man? I don't go looking at all the details.
What?
I'm pretty sure there's something in the sky outside.
Yeah.
It's like a spawn saying hello to me every
Same,
time
I
I
have
spawn
the
there.
same idea.
Yeah, it's the ice cream bit, innit?
Wait, what?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
I played the game too much, it's fine.